Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for this month's Tiger Talk. This month we're coming to you from the middle school site. We want to show you some of the work that's been taking place this summer. I think we hear a lot that summer is a real quiet place in the schools, and it really just isn't. We've got a lot of things taking place. We're really excited to share with the community all the improvements we're making and the changes we're making to make things ready for this fall. So we'll get to that in just a second. I have a few updates to share first. Just as summer is going by really quickly, we're already at the end of July. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up. We've got new teacher workshops starting on August 22nd. We've got the following week, starting August 28th, all staff coming back for staff back to school workshops. So some keynote speakers and some training sessions and things already for staff to come in. That will be great to kick off our school year. August 8th, we've got picture day at the high school. So students will come in and get their pictures taken for the yearbook and for campus, for our information system. They also get access to their student schedules on that day on August 8th from the high school. Fall camps are starting kind of a variety of dates now, but starting as early as next week, a lot of things taking place with activities that way. And we've got back to school open houses that we're starting to plan. September 5th is the first day of open houses. That takes place at elementary schools, middle school. There's a lot of specifics depending on the site for that, so watch for letters coming from your school with that will list your child's teacher for the upcoming year, where to go, when to be there for open houses, that sort of thing. So a lot of exciting things happening the next few weeks for school. Another thing that's taking place this summer that I want to draw your attention to is we've been doing a lot of work with our communications. So you're going to see some changes with how we communicate with the community in this upcoming year. We recently completed a community survey where the feedback we got was that we have a lot of support from our community, but we could do a better job communicating and sharing information with you. So we're going to really make an effort this year to do that. One of the big changes you're going to see is with our website. That's our main source of information, sharing out with our community members. We've built a complete new website with content that's going to be easier to navigate, easier to find what you're looking for, and a good source to click on and find information. So check out our new website. It's live now. We're still building some content on it, so it's not completely done yet. By September 1st, we'll have that completely built out, ready to go. But marshall.k12.mn.us, same address, just a new site, new content. Encourage you to check that out. When you get to the website, you're going to see some live feed information. That's a new thing that we're doing. You'll find some sources or some information on live feed. You'll see some changes with social media and how we post content that way. Rather than a variety of sources on social media, you're going to see us go down to one social media source. So we'll have Facebook, one source in the district. You get information from all the sites, so you can filter out what you want to look for. We're adding an Instagram page that will go live here soon. And we're going to be adding a school app. So from the website, you'll get some information. We'll be pushing that at the start of school year too. We'll encourage families to download the app. You have a quick source of information to see lunch menus, activity schedules, current events, things happening in the schools, a one-stop shop to get all that information in an easy to access spot. So we're really excited about some of the communication things that we're going to do to improve that in this upcoming year. Another thing that's going to be happening really soon is online registration. That's an annual piece that happens every fall. That will come live on July 27th. So starting that date, you're going to get some information from us, some calls, texts, emails, that sort of thing. And on our website, again, is where you'll go and you'll find information there. You'll log in the portal and register your children for the final online registration piece for this year that we need to start the school year. We'll ask all families to complete that. That is something we need as you start the year. If you can have that done before open house, that helps us a lot when you come in at open house time. Along with the online registration, we have the educational benefits application. Sometimes we've referred to that as the free and reduced meal applications. Those are going out. They're available on the website. You can download them. You can fill them out right online. There's a lot of benefits to the school for that. So meals are free this year for all students. Every student that attends school receive a free breakfast and a free lunch every day, no questions asked. There's not a form necessarily for that piece, but that educational benefits, that creates funding for the school. It helps us fund things like additional resources, textbooks, supplies in classrooms, additional intervention supports, enrichment supports in classrooms. It helps families access benefits when it comes to activities fees that maybe they need some reduced or some help assistance with those. So we're still going to encourage all families to complete that application. More information that will be sent out to you, but it is on our website as well. You can download that, like I say, fill it out on the website, and please work on that before the school year starts as well. So we're going to start talking about some things specific to some changes this summer. I'm going to invite Dion Karen to come join me. Dion is our Director of Business Services. Dion works on facilities things as one of his many duties within the district, and organizing our long-term facilities management money is one of Dion's many tasks. So LTFM is what we refer that to. We have an acronym for everything in the schools. Deanne, each year we look at projects and things that need to be updated. There's a lot of things taking place this summer. Talk just first a little bit about LTFM and why that funding source is so important for this work to happen.
Yeah, so kind of looking back at the referendum we had where we switched from West Side to Southview, a lot of our taxpayers and community members talked about keeping up our facilities, and LTFM is the funds that we get to keep up our facilities, whether it's roofs, parking lots, paint, just everything. And so it's a limited fund, so you have to plan things out. But we try to plan things out honestly about 10 years and just do things that come up, and then if we have extra funds, we try to do other projects that we'll look at today that have been on our list and we've been able to do, and seeing the finished products it's really fun. So
yeah, and each year there's work that happens. Sometimes it's things that are behind the scenes that people don't see. So some years we're doing HVAC and roofs and so some of those sorts of things that are important to keep the buildings running and functioning the way they should, but people don't see it when they walk through. This year we've done some things that people are going to notice when they come in. So we're standing here in the gym at the middle school. This gym has looked the same for as long as I've been in the district, which has been longer than I admit on camera. But there's a lot of work that took place. Why don't you talk a little bit about the work that we've done and kind of some of that?
Yeah, so almost a total renovation on the gym. We started out with the retrofit LED lights, switching those out. The old ones we had were the old lights, a little yellowish, so we switched those out. We updated our HVAC system in here, so we've got air conditioning in our gym. One of the other things during that was replacing the acoustic panels that had been up for years and years. Were dirty, and it's not something that you can paint or clean to have the right effect. And then along with that, while the acoustic panels were down, we painted the ceiling, so it's got a whole new look. A lot of people probably won't notice the ceiling when you look at the floor, but that's all redone. And then part of the other part of the gym was we added 6 mechanical backboards. They used to be manual, both sliding them back and doing the backboard up and down. The nice thing about the mechanical backboard up and down is we have community services come in with smaller kids. We can actually lower them instead of having to do manually or put another backboard on. So those were added, and just want to thank Hoops, MGBA, and Community Services who actually donated one set of those. So that helps our funding out with some of the partnerships we have. And then along with that, we were able to paint the walls, the 2 main walls, put some stripes up, some new banners, and then probably the biggest thing people recognize is the floor that for, like you said, for years hadn't been touched. We sanded it down, painted new logos and lines on. It used to be an orangish color, and now we've got this beautiful new wood floor down, and it's just from sanding and painting. So
yeah. So this building was built in 1968, is that correct? So you think about in that many years at home, a lot of projects, renovations have to happen. We just look at keeping up some of the same things at the school, and just like at home, we get a fresh new look, a fresh face. It's nice, it's fun to have that all done, and it's not about just making it look nice, it's about having it functional, making it last longer, and be available and a good source of entertainment for our community for years to come. So excited about this, and it'll be fun to open up this fall. And I know we've had a couple teasers on Facebook, people seeing this, and now actually going to open this fall for kids to come in.
Yeah, we've actually had a couple of organizations ask, hey, do we get to use the gym now that it's done? And yeah, I mean, that's, it's for our community, it's for our school, but it's also for our community that we upgrade our facilities like this.
Yeah. So a big project, thinking about this building, last year we completed a renovation. We had a swimming pool. A lot of people remembered maybe doing swimming lessons at this school when they were younger. That pool went offline 15 years ago.
Almost 14 years ago.
Almost 14 years ago. So that swimming pool area has sat unused for a number of years as a budget reduction years ago. Yep. We were able to take some of those funds and make that space more usable. So we've renovated that space. It's now our permanent gymnastics space, and we have some flexible use in that thing too. But let's show the community that space too and talk about that.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
All right, so Deanne, this is our new gymnastics space. Like I say, the old pool space. So let's just talk a little bit about some of the renovations, because it doesn't look anything like it did when the pool was in here.
Yeah, this was a really fun project to work on. As you said, the pool was decommissioned basically 14 years ago, and It's been on our books to do something with this space, and the gymnastics used to be at the high school, and every time we had competition, all this equipment would have to get moved from one room out to the gymnasium at the high school. A lot of work, a lot of wear and tear. So it just seemed like a perfect fit to give gymnastics their own area. The program has really grown. But part of the project was, this used to be glass here for the pool. We took the glass out, we put the railings in, filled in the pool, put in cement, we covered the walls up that used to be tile. We put in an HVAC system. Well, the HVAC system was in here, but we updated it. So we have air conditioning, the LED lights, updated the window to the outside. Yeah, it was a lot of little pieces that kind of just came together.
One big piece to make it accessible for community members, because this isn't just our high school gymnastics team that uses this. We've got, like right now, there's a community ed class taking place over here. So this space is being used a lot, but to make that more accessible to the community, because it's kind of hard to find from inside, we added an exterior, nicer presence, exterior entrance to the building.
Yeah, it's we were just talking, it's used daily by several programs, which is really going to grow the gymnastics program in Marshall. We're very excited about it. We've got this opening now that parents can come and watch. We're going to be replacing the bleachers up here with more updated, accessible, newer ones. These are quite old and need to be replaced. So it's just nice that they can come and watch now, where it used to be it was in one little room and they had to sit out in the hallway. So
yeah, so some great use of space this way. Another project we'll talk about in the middle school, because we've done a lot in the middle school the last couple of years, kind of focusing on this building to get this one up to date. It's been, we talk about our new high school that's 18 years old, and at the same time the new high school, this middle school came online, but a lot of things in this building were older too, because that was 17, 18 years ago. So something that we've done this in the past couple of years, we've updated flooring across the buildings. High school's getting some new flooring now, so the carpet, the LVT, that's all been replaced, and just general maintenance, things like that. Talk a little bit about some of those projects.
Yeah, so I mean, if you imagine your own home having 15 plus years on your carpet with 1,000 kids a year going across it for 18 years, it takes some wear and tear. So we were able to, like Jeremy said here, have the carpet replacement last year, and then this year we're replacing the LVT. We might be able to take a peek at our cafeteria, which is going to look very nice once we're done. And then at the high school, like Jeremy said, the new high school that's 18 years old, we did a carpet replacement out there. We're thinking that the LVT is still in pretty good shape, so we'll put that down the road a little bit. But yeah, you know, it needs to be an environment that is right for our staff, our community, and our students to learn.
And one of the things I want to make sure we identify to our viewers too is when we talked about these projects, we did got a lot of community feedback as we were doing referendum, building new schools, and we've done different community conversations. And one of the things that we heard pretty clear is, we'll support this, we're excited about our schools, we want our schools to be a great usable space, but we want to make sure we're taking care of them too, and we're keeping them up to date and current and usable. So a lot of this is making sure that general maintenance that needs to happens sporadically throughout the years and not builds up to the spot that we have a lot of needs at one site. So.
We've had a couple of very busy summers trying to get some things caught up, but I think, like you said, there's some things they see, they don't see. We've got the HVAC system here. At Parkside last year, we replaced boilers that were 30 plus years old, and that HVAC system over there. So we're doing what we can to keep up on it. And Jeremy pointed out before, you know, our LTFM funds are separate funds from our operational. So when we talk about operational funds that pay salary and benefits, that's totally separate from what we can use these funds for.
Yeah, and every year the board looks through, we have a 10-year LTFM plan. Every year the board looks through things, we're planning ahead, we know what's coming in future projects, and the board says, yes, these things make sense, let's move forward and spend those. So as that money comes in, we're looking at the biggest needs and spending that money appropriately. So,
yep.
Yeah. So Dan, another project we did this summer, we've spent a lot of time outside here at the high school this year, some projects that we've been talking about for years. This practice football field, when it was originally put in, it was a sand base. That was something the architects had suggested. We found it just hasn't really worked for us. We've had to come practice time in the fall, the field is dry and doesn't work real well. So we've done a lot of work there this year. I know Action Landscaping was a good partner with that. They did a lot of work on it, and they posted some things on social media. But talk to us a little bit about some of the work that took place out here this year.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, the sand base, it has a great concept, but just for our area it didn't work. And our football program, had kind of put up with it for about 15 years now. And we came to the point where we had talked about it for about 3 years that it just made sense to take the sand base out, put in dirt, and we actually put in some sod here. Our other fields, actually, when we can get some good rain and some water on them, are fine, and those are dirt-based fields. So we feel like this is going to last, and it will take care of it. But yeah, we're very excited for football season.
Yeah, it's beautiful right now. It's still taped off because the sod just went down. We're getting it established, but the yellow tape will come down and be ready to go for practice this fall.
Yep.
So. And that's not the only thing we've done at the high school this summer. There's been a lot of work. I know people driving by recently, they've seen the gym parking lot closed. We've done some other parking lots previous years. That parking lot recently got done. It's back open. So that's good to see that one done. There's been some work behind the high school too. So talk a little bit about the pond and the tennis courts, what's going on back there.
Yeah, so we had a drainage pond behind the high school, and it kind of, over the years, has turned into a little swampy, and we've got a nice soccer field right behind it. And it just made sense. We filled in the drainage pond. We still have it so it drains water off the parking lot, but it's going to be grass now. It'll just have a little low spot to it where if a soccer ball's kicked into it, you can go get it without putting boots on. It'll just be a nice area too for spectators to watch soccer.
Great. So a lot of great work this summer. A couple things we haven't talked about yet. Going by Southview Elementary, there's been some work taking place on the track over there. So finishing up some projects at Southview. That was our new elementary that got open, but just some final touches to get that all put together. By the track, that was all done a year ago, so that's been beautiful. Got some sprinkler and some irrigation going on in the middle for that football field when middle school football starts this fall. That'll be ready to go. And I saw that storage shed that's out there.
Yeah.
That's been in bad need of repair for a while. That got re-sided recently, so that's all caught up and taken care of. It looks great. Thank you to you and your team for all the work on this. This has been some great projects. Excited to see it back and excited to get people back in and start using it this fall. So
Yeah.
Anything we haven't talked about you want to make sure we mention?
Just one thing, our tennis court, we're having that resurfaced also. That should be done by the end of the month, so that'll be resurfaced and painted for community and our tennis team to play on.
It's going to blow us away here pretty soon.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dion, for your work, and thank you for joining us for Tiger Talk. Appreciate it. We'll see you next month.